he gave us the right contractor information for the home improvements.
I was able to get a good home at a good price in the location I'm looking for.
I recommend Nagaraj Annaya.
I definitely recommend Nagaraj to any home buyers.
Nagaraj Annaya, the one-stop shop for all real estate needs. Call him today for free consultation at 408-805-4653 or visit nagarajhomes.com. You're listening to Real Estate Roundup. Real Estate Roundup with Realtor Nagaraj Annaya every Sunday from 12:30 p.m. to 1 p.m. PST on Bolly 92.3 FM.
Overpriced, overwhelmed, over it. Are you feeling some of the frustrations and desperation as a home buyer, seller, or investor? Well, we love to hear from you and guide you on this journey. Good afternoon, listeners. Welcome to 92.3 FM. This is Pooja welcoming you on Real Estate Roundup with Nagaraj Annaya, brought to you by the owner of nagarajhomes.com, your one-stop shop for all your real estate needs, buying, selling, refinancing, investing in real estate. Each week, we come here and shine the light on what's going on in Bay Area's crazy real estate market. And Nagaraj is your trusted Bay Area tech realtor who brings his insight and advice to bear. If you have any questions or concerns on how to find your way, then call us in the studio. The number to call is 408
Taxes and finances మనందరికీ చాలా
5038. Once again, the studio number is 408-912-5038. With that, I will welcome Nagaraj Annaya. Hello, Nagaraj. How are you this afternoon?
Doing good. Hello, Bay Area. Happy Sunday. Hope you guys having a great Sunday out there. If you have any questions on the real estate, you know where to call now. Pooja, let me start with one update, okay? Recently, there was a study in UK and Australia, okay? The study was people who's renting a homes are getting older faster compared to owning the house.
Really?
They did a survey for 1,400 people, okay? And they found out people who are renting has a lot of headaches because they need to be changing the house and the conditions of the house, right? And the happiness of the staying in the house. All these three factors led them to basically having a more concerns. More concerns cause the getting older faster. Listeners, if you agree or not agree, do give us a call out today. Not only on this, anything else on the real estate. We have a surprise to you. I'll be giving out the tickets. We'll be picking up a good we'll be picking up and giving the tickets for the Bay Area Real Estate Connect, which is happening on November 19th at Sunnyvale, Shubham Banquet Hall. If you'd like to win the tickets for Bay Area Real Estate Connect, give us a call and let us know you agree for this or not, like where you're getting older if you're renting a house or not, right? What do you think about this? Is the survey is okay? I would like to understand from you guys also.
Very interesting survey. Very interesting.
Right? See, I think I feel, I think I don't want to influence. Well, I want to hear from our listeners what they think about this. Like, is it true or not? What, like, if you're renting a house, do you think you're having a more headaches or not? I would like to understand. Give us a call. We are live on a Bay Area right now. The number to call out is 408-912-5038. So one more, let me start with the Bay Area real estate market update. What's happening in the Bay Area real estate market? Okay. Before jumping into the Real Estate Connect. So in the Bay Area real estate, like basically in the Bay Area right now, right? Like a lot of homes which are coming into the inventory are going more than a list price. I'm noticing like it is going more than a 150K, 200K more than the list price, even if it is a higher interest rate right now. Right now, the higher interest rates are close to 6.5 to 6.375 for a 5-1 arms, like 30 years loan, but it's a 5-year fixed arm rates. Okay. Even being that case, I'm seeing a higher interest rates. But one more trend, what we are noticing in is like the cash buyers are back. right now. So many homes are getting a cash buyers. If the cash buyers are putting in an offer compared to the mortgage options, right? Unless the mortgage options has a higher, the basically higher purchase price, the sellers not are not accepting with the buyers with a mortgage. That is a one trend which I'm observing in, is like lot of cash buyers are back. The one of the reasons might be is like the is like EB5 investment investor visa. This EB5 investment visa has opened up the lot of options for an investment in the Bay Area, not only Bay Area, in the California all around. And always we know that California is a great place for the investment. Since the California being the great place for the investment, lot of home buyers are coming with an cash options. We can see that a trend where like even 1,300 square footage, which is listed for a 1.28, 1.27, are getting sold for close to a 1.5. That is a close to a 200K to a 220K more than the list price. So one of the homes was like basically 1,700 square footage near the Blossom Mill area, was like sold for 300K more than the list price. It is like that is also like a one of the cash buyers. And even in the Union City, one of the trend I was looking is like, not one more thing, like not all the homes are not going to the very higher price. It only depends on the house and the location, condition of the house, right?
Mhm.
House, location, condition, right? If the house is exceptionally well redone, or a remodeled, or a well maintained house, we are seeing, irrespective of the school rankings, noticing is going more than the purchase price. One of the reasons is very low inventory, because people have logged in for a 3%, 2%. If they had purchased it for a 2 million, it's no brainer for somebody to hold on to their house, right? Like people are not selling more. That is one of the reasons it is causing like this. Okay. Listeners, we are live. Pooja, you can give out the
Yes.
number, so if they have any questions, they can give us a call.
Yes. So Nagaraj is talking about the Bay Area real estate market, how it is doing with higher interest rate. If you are looking to buy a house or to sell a house, or you want to do an investment property, Nagaraj is a good resource to get more information. He's here in the studio live with us. The number for the studio is 408 912 5038. Once again, the number for the studio that you can call in and ask questions is 408 912 5038.
Not only questions, you can win directly at tickets, the Bay
Oh,
Area Real
yeah.
Estate Connect, which is happening on a November 19th. We started with a great information resource, like basically talking about renters are getting older, becoming older faster compared to the owning house. If you think yes or no, do give us a call and let us know what you think about it. And coming back to the Bay Area real estate market, as I was telling you, being in a higher interest rate, the more of the cash buyers are coming in. That is why if the first time home buyers are coming into the market also, right, like it becomes hard for them. There is a cases where like first time home buyers are putting a offer after offer, right, and they are getting, their offers are not getting accepted. What do you do in this case? It's very important to know, because you put a 5 to 6 offers, but still your offer is not getting accepted. Okay, so you might basically you might think what's happening. It's like why it is not getting accepted. Anytime your offer gets accepted, you need to understand with your realtor at what position your offer was stood, right? For example, your offer is that you had maybe 10 offers came. If your offer was like a 10th offer, right, then you're completely wrong. You're doing a research about the market, or like you
Mhm.
completely basically didn't go well. Basically you didn't never compare the comparables for that house, right? So that is why anytime you lose out, you need to first understand at which position you lost the offer, and what was the reasons. Like, did you go with the zero contingencies? How much was your down payment? And what was the like what was your loan options, right? Everything needs to be researched anytime your offer gets lost, right? It is not like basically you lose the interest after you lost the offer, because to get your offer accepted, it's a kind of a journey, right? It is like maybe it's a matter of 1 or 2 months of a journey. You need to work with a realtor, give out your everything about your information, about your mortgage information, how much your down payment is happening, and how much more you can. We have one caller, looks like we
Con-
can.
con- Nagaraj. Welcome to the Real Estate Roundup. Good afternoon. Can I have your name, please?
Hey, good afternoon. My name is Kumar. I had a question for Nagaraj.
Yeah, hi,
Yeah,
Kumar. How are you doing today?
Hey, Nagaraj. The question I had is talking of investors, with the current market, both the mortgage rates as well as the prices not being low, how can an investor look for a property that can give them some cash flow? If not cash flow, at least if it does not bite too much of their pocket. In the sense, you will not get any property less than 5 or 600K, right? So for an investor, what options do they have with such high interest rates? How do you recommend, or what suggestions you can give for somebody who wants to invest?
Okay. Kumar, it's one of the great questions. So what's the purchase price are you looking for? Like you're looking for a 1.5 million or a
Say 6
600K?
or 700K.
A
Because
600K.
going to $1 million also, you'll not get a rent, right? In the sense, just because I'm spending $1 million, I'm not going to get a 5 or 6K rent or anything like that
No,
anywhere in the Bay Area.
I think there's a one option for that, Kumar. Like one is like if you're going for a more than $1 million, you can look for a duplex homes or a triplex homes. Okay, there are few options. For example, in the Stockton, there was an hotel for a sale for a 1.05 or a 1.2 million. Right. So you need to look out, especially in the South Bay. It's very difficult to find anything under a less than $1 million, but you might get something in the Newark area or like maybe in a Union City, which is smaller homes, right? There was one home for a sale for a Newark area, what 850 or some 950. It was sold for about 950 1 month, 1.5 months back. Now it is the seller is like is doing an investment, like is just doing a flip. So he listed the house for 1.15 after 2 months of a fix, right? So there are few homes which is available, but not house with a great options. Like basically you might not get a house which is completely ready. You need to take the house, older house, make it ready, and later if you want to rent out, or like if you are planning to rent out, no need to make it ready, make a simpler stuff, but make sure. I think recently you, I don't know, you did go through, there's a one issue was happening on the tenant issue, like the homeowner was trying to give the house which was not like basically approved. They had some issues and the tenant had an issues with it, and finally the tenant stopped paying in. So you need to look out for the all the houses completely as per the code. Don't give any house which is not as per the code, then you might be in a trouble with a tenant options. Okay, you need to look out, be very careful when you're renting out. Okay, so that's a one of the basically one option was like look for a very old house, make it a little bit upgrades, and you can rent it out. Or you can go further away, look for away from like basically Mantica or Stockton areas, or even the Lathrop areas, right? Lathrop areas you can get for 700K, 800K right now. Okay, so maybe you can look for out there, and look for Stocktons. I was telling you like the hotel options. There was one hotel for a 1.1 or 1.15 million options were there. Okay, try to go further away. If you want to stay in something in San Jose, Santa Clara, what you can do is like as an investor, right? One of the option is like you can buy some older house. Basically, you can leave it for a couple of years of a rent, and then later make a flip, like basically remodel it and sell it. As an investor, don't sell it immediately because you need to be putting that much for an upgrades and everything, right? Leave it for the market, or look for the multiplex or a triplex options or a fourplex options also. In San Jose, some of the areas you're getting a fourplex options for a 1.3, 1.4 million also. Maybe that makes better for you.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Nagaraj. Thanks for the suggestion.
Hopefully it helps you, Kumar. Thanks so much. Do please give me a reach out, send an email for to receive the tickets for the Bay Area Real Estate Connect. Send an email to calrealg@gmail.com.
Sorry, can you repeat the email ID?
calrealg@gmail.com. Or you can just send an email to calrealg@gmail.com. I will be sending you the tickets to you.
Sure, Nagaraj. I'll do that.
Thank you so much, Kumar. Yeah. So as Kumar was asking, right, like as an investor, like you need to look at this, all this. There are a lot of options for the investors also, because for example, not every homes are going for a 200k 300k. There are few homes which is like which needs an upgrade, right? That homes are sitting in the market. For example, in Santa Clara also, right, there are few homes which has been listed and which is sitting in the market from last 50 days 60 days. These homes typically sell for a 1.8 1.9 million, but now you can get a chance for 1.5 million. Yesterday, Pooja, like I was in Evergreen area, right? Like in the Evergreen area, usually it sells for a 1.9 to a 2 million home, but there is one home like which is sitting in the market for what, close to uh, 20 25 days. And now the seller is okay, because he's getting, sellers usually if they're not able to sell it within a 15 to 20 days, right, they get panic what's happening in the house, right? Like then there's a probability for us to negotiate lesser. This house is currently listed for 1.75 million, right? 1.75 million, but we can negotiate it for 1.6 or a lesser also. There are few homes like this, but you need to be looking in. As a first time home buyers, when their offers are not getting accepted, I'll give you the tips. So as the with the first time home buyers or the buyers, if their houses, if their offers are not getting accepted, these are the few things you can look out for. One is, every time your offer is getting lost, look at what position your offer was and by what margin you are getting lost, right? That is very, very important to understand when your offer is lost, right? And look out, the second thing is like basically look out for how much down payment are you making in, like are you making a 20%, are you making in a 10%, right? If you're doing a 10% down payment or a lesser than a 20% down, then you need to basically look out for a home which is sitting in the market for a longer time in the duration. It doesn't make sense for us to go for the homes which has been just listed recently. What happens if you're like basically going for the homes which has been listed recently, right? You are going into a cat race, right? Cat race, right? Like basically you don't know what the other buyer is going to put in, and you need to be always thinking in, like he might be putting 50k, how about me put a 70k? It's kind of like that money race gambling comes in, right? But you already have a lesser down payment, and you on top of it you want to go for this bidding. It doesn't make sense for you.
Okay.
Look for the homes which has been sitting in the market. Try to understand why it is sitting in the market for longer time, right? Maybe it needs some upgrades. What will cost for me to doing the upgrades? That house needs kind of, maybe like if it's in the busy state, or like look for that, all those things. Like if it's in the flood zone, don't buy it, like, or maybe because you need to be buying the flood insurance. Or if it's near to the fire zone, you need to be having the fire insurance, right? All this, when anytime when the house is sitting in the market for a longer time, you need to see, is there a possible for you to negotiate as a buyer? That might be one of the route. Or the last option is, maybe your expectations are too high, right? Maybe bring down your price expectations. Maybe instead of looking for the homes which has been listed for 1.2, you're qualified for 1.2 and you start putting in a filter for a 1.2. It doesn't make sense. Maybe start looking for a 1 million, right? So maybe that is a one of the reason also, because right now, especially in the fall season, everybody expected the price to go down, but we are looking in the reverse trend as of now. Okay. The reason I already mentioned you, there are few options, few of the reasons. One is because of a few inventory homes. The second thing is lot of cash buyers. I don't want the mortgage people to compete with the cash buyers, right? It becomes too hard for us. Listeners, if you're listening and if you have anything to share, do give us a call today. Pooja, you can give out the
Yeah.
number.
So we are here with Nagraj Anaya. He's talking about if you're a first-time home buyer, what are the tips that you need to follow so that your offers are not rejected, or if it is not getting accepted, what are the things that to look for. So there are a lot of information here. If you have any questions, we are still here in the studio. The number is 408-912-5038. Once again, the number is 408-912-5038. Go ahead, Nagraj.
Yeah, so watch out for all this, but anytime your offer gets accepted, don't get disturbed, right? Like that's what, it's a process. I always see it's a process. Let me appreciate one of the buyer recently, right? he has put in like almost a 10 times of the offer, and his offer getting not accepted because there is, as I told you, for various reasons. But every open house comes, they are excited to look for a, maybe there's an opportunity for you. It's a process of a 3 weeks or a 4 weeks. Sometimes it even depends on your requirements you have. Sometimes I've seen even the first offer yours gets accepted, right? Sometimes even maybe a 10th or a 12th offer also it takes time to get accepted. It's again depends on buyers.
Sorry, Nagaraj, there is a caller on the line.
Yeah, let's take.
Welcome to the Real Estate Roundup. Good afternoon. Can I have your name, please?
My name is Srinivas, calling from Pleasanton.
Hi,
Go ahead.
Srinivas. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon, Nagaraj. I have a question. I'm looking for a second home as an investment property. I have some questions around it.
Yeah, please go ahead, Srinivas.
So, is there any minimum down payment requirement for the second home, and how the interest rate for the second home play out? That's my two questions.
Okay, Srinivas. So I have a few follow-up questions on that. Like, this is the second house, whatever you're going to take it, right? Is it going to be an investment property, or like you want to go and stay in that property?
It's going to be an investment property.
Okay. So Srinivas, the minimum down payment for the investment, right? Like it's a 30% down. Unless if you want to do a secondary home, the secondary home also minimum investment is a 20 to 25%. Some lenders for the investment purpose, they do even with a 20% down, right? You need to look for that lender options where they can do a minimum 20% down. Less than 20% down is very difficult to do it for the investment thing. Okay. So what was your second question, Srinivas?
About the interest rates, how
Right
the
now, the
interest rates
interest
play out
rate.
for the investment property?
See, I think investment, as I was mentioning in the earlier of the call, right? Like investments right now, unless you put a higher down payment, like the interest rates are like 7.57%. Minimum is a 7.5% APRs. For that is also 5-year fixed. It's like it's 5-year arm or a 7-year arms or a 30-year loan programs. You can't get anything lesser than that. But there's one of the way to bring down is like basically purchase that, right? Like basically you can bring down the points, but that is going to be too expensive, right? So
Okay.
are you looking for what is the purchase price? Are
So
you
you're basically saying like investment properties are usually higher than the first time home buyers interest rate.
Yes,
Is that correct?
it's always the investment properties, because as a lender they look out for the qualifications, right? And it says for the risk also. Only for your primary residence there are kind of basically lenders kinds of basically reduces the requirements, but for the investment property lender thinks is kind of a risk. What happens if the rent doesn't come out, right? So that might be the risk, like basically, and they look out for your qualifications also. As I was mentioning you earlier in the call, for the investments, maybe due to higher interest rate right now, duplex, triplex, fourplex, right? That might throw out a very well right now.
Okay. Makes sense. One last question I also have. If it is a newer home somewhere like in Lathrop area, somewhere in Manteca, what are the additional things that I have to look around? There is some kind of Mallory stats or something like that.
Yes.
Are they going to be impacting anything like my investment decisions? Can you please clarify?
I think that's the problem with Tracy Hills, some of the Latrop and Manteca newer construction. There's a Melrose that's an additional 0.25 to 0.4% of a tax. I think it's going to be a little bit impact, but only reason it is still okay because a lot of newer constructions are coming up, which is very difficult to buy anything around the South Bay. As I always tell, investments for the longer term, right? Like if you have a dream of holding a house for a longer time, like 3 years or 4 years, right? Probability of your offer basically your home value going up is higher, because very few homes are getting built right now. Very few homes are getting built right now.
Okay.
So that makes sense because, and even the connectivity wise also. Okay. Thank you so much, Srinivas.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Nagaraj, we have one more caller on hold, but also we have like 3 minutes left.
Yeah.
So,
go ahead. Yeah.
Good afternoon. Go ahead. What's your name?
My name is Sonal.
Sorry, can you repeat that, please?
Sonal, Sonal.
Yeah. Hi, Sonal. Thanks for calling in. Good afternoon.
Hi, Nagraj. Good afternoon.
Yeah. How are you doing?
Calling
Sonal?
from the North San Jose area. I have two questions.
Mhm.
One question is to understand how new home buyers, what tips and tricks you can offer new home buyers who are looking to buy newer properties, like the recently constructed or newly constructed homes,
Mhm.
and what should they look for, and what would be ideal HOA fees, what would be okay for that. And my second question is, could you elaborate on the EB-5 investment visa, and what would be a sensible investment portion, or how much they should invest to qualify through that
Okay.
visa?
The EB-5 visa, I think I'm not an authority to talk about that. I will avoid that. But the first one is right, like, but EB-5 is like up to minimum is 850K is an investment right now. And a lot of investors are out there, but you can reach out to the investors who can help out, but you can attend our Bay Area Real Estate Connect, which is happening on a November 19th at Sunnyvale. There would be an attorney for you to guide on that, how would like EB-5 works out.
Nagraj,
Okay.
can I interrupt? I have less than a minute left.
Yeah.
So
Sorry, Sonal, like we are running out of the time, but you can give me a call back after this show and we can have a detailed discussion about your North San Jose, like newer construction purchasing. We are running out of the show, like time right now, just less than a minute. But you can give me a call back after this show. We can have a detailed conversation about the other two things, what you are asking me. Pooja,
Absolutely, Nagraj. Thank you
so
so much.
Yeah.
hold on the line. We will give Nagraj phone number where you can reach him. It's 408-805-4653. Once again, to reach Nagaraj, it's 408-805-4653.
And Pooja and two listeners, like three listeners, the first listener already I gave out, like other listener, like other two listeners, do please send me an email at calrealg@gmail.com. Whoever has called me today, they'll be getting in tickets to the Bay Area, free tickets for the Bay Area Real Estate Connect, which is happening on November 19th. Thank you so much. Do send us an email at calrealg@gmail.com. It was a Srinivas and Sonal. Do please.
Yes. Thank you, listeners, for tuning in. That's about the time we have today. Please reach out to Nagaraj. You can reach out to him through Instagram and listen to his podcast on YouTube. Yes, go ahead, Nagaraj.
And do go for nagarajhomes.com for a Bay Area Real Estate Connect, which is happening on November 19th. We have a special promos which is going on. Use a Virijellu promo code for a 50% discounts. Virijellu promo code. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Have a nice day.
Advertise your